Welcome to Tai Chi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. Interlock those fingers. Keep your hands and arms close to your head. Use your hips and waist to turn, to peek at the heel of your opposite foot. Okay, and you need to kind of flex your knees to get the best rotation. 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight to the left foot. Good Tai Chi posture. Kick your right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up our span, parallel feet, choose the right side, cross and sit on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, shift weight, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and short one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, golden cockerel now, okay? Golden cockerel, what are we trying to implement on principles? The turning, the spinning of the axle, the shifting of weight, definitely drilling down, and also creating spirals. The top hand comes this way, the bottom hand comes up this way. Counterbalancing, making sure that you're in the center or the core of your middle part of your body. Okay, all those elements, not just looking at balance and looking for timing, well, timing in a way, but not timing to follow each other or to be in sync, but getting in some of those principles, okay? Think it through. Ready? On its left, push down, bring up, down, push down, center, spin. Last set. Kicking out. Create a semicircle, shift weight to the left, spin on that axle, bring the foot up with the arms, kick out by following with your hands and following with your eyes, making sure that back hand is countering the front hand. Last set. Okay, holding our ball on a T stance. Okay, listen carefully because they might change the routine. Okay, holding your ball, good Tai Chi posture, bring that arm and elbow in, T stance, out and to the side, L stance, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, T and ball. L, move that ball, split the energy, go up the horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, center with ball on a T, out and to the side, L, move the energy up the horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, center with a ball, out and to the side, L, move the energy, split the hands, here it is. Sit back, sit down, parallel higher, we're gonna brush your knee, all together. Ear, hand, heel, turn the hips and waist, there's your magic. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, T stance, all together, multitask. Turn our hips and waist, leave our hands there as they go for the ride. Sit back, sit down, pivot, right hand higher on a T stance, all together. Ear, hand, heel, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, left hand higher, root down, T stance, all together, set it up, here it is. Sit back, sit down, pivot, parallel higher, T, all together, and hands go for the ride. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball, sorry, brush, knee, final. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball in a T-stance. Okay, still warming up, okay? So now we're gonna do Tai Chi walk. Watch your spacing. Try not to cross the cable. All right, hands at your waist. Good Tai Chi posture. Pivot with your right heel. Walk in that right or zigzag direction. Drill down. Come out on a heel of your left, which is an L stance. Energy stored on the back. Move that energy up through your waist and hips, through your chest and down. Straight away, bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Zigzag out as if you're walking in that zigzag direction. Put out your heel for an L stance. Turn the hips and waist, transfer that energy, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, zigzag out, firm down, L stance. Turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, zigzag. Heel straight away, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, twist step, shift your weight. Out with your heel. Now listen, okay? When you turn your hips and waist to get into a bow stance, the front foot comes down at the completion of your turn of your hips and waist. It does not come down earlier. So let's do it together. We're in a L stance. Turn our hips and waist and come down and flatten your foot, bow stance. When I was editing the footage, I noticed many of you were coming down too fast. Twist step, zigzag, L stance, here we go again. Turn the hips and waist, then flatten out the foot. It's not just for looks, it's mainly for taking care of your knees. Zigzag, straight away, bow stance together, all down at the same time. Sit back, twist step, L stance, straight away, bow stance. Okay, going to get a little fancy. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball on a T stance, out on an L, move the energy, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball on a T stance, zigzag, L stance, bow stance. After two parting of the wild horse's mane, you're going to take a half step to hold your ball, spin the ball to the right as you sit back on the back foot, rock the front foot to its toe, lift off the ground, point it out, white crane spreads its wings. Drop the front foot, and how do you tuck the elbow? Now you're like it this, right? You're going to drop the front foot and you're going to tuck. How do you tuck? Can you see that? The elbow comes in, drop the front foot, bisect your body to your danten, swirl back to the left hand that's higher, all together, lift up the front. Ear, hand, heel, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, right hand higher, all together. Ear, hand, heel, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, left hand higher, right hand fisted, bring it up. Set your right heel down and deflect to the right as you then parry and then punch. Okay, and I ran out of room. Okay, so good. Okay, we're trying to lay the groundwork for a good Tai Chi walk so that the upper body will match our lower body as we put our movements to Yang 16 together. Let me just go over what I thought was very crucial that everybody can learn from, okay? So everybody did this wrong. So now here's the way to do it correctly, okay? When you are on here, I'll do it this way, then you're to watch, okay? Because if you don't watch, you're just not gonna get it. Twist, step, zigzag, hips in that direction. L stance, Energy's still here. You want to move that energy, turn the hips and waist. This foot comes down only when you're finished or pow with your turning of your hips and waist. Both sides, sit back, twist, step, zigzag, heel, energy, turn the hips and waist, then this guy flattens. Okay, so maybe you can't see it, so we'll do it too this way. Twist, step, zigzag, zip, straight away, turn the hips and waist, then come down. The energy brings this down. Okay, watch again, then I want to talk about it. Twist, step, zigzag, straight away, energy through the system, and then comes down. So why is it a disconnect if you do it this way? So twist, step. That guy went down. The energy didn't even help it down. It's merely a foot motion. So if this is down, that's how you interpret it, which is wrong. There's too much weight, and this turning of the knee is going to hurt you. It's a stress and strain on it. So remember, we always said that the weightless foot has the liberty to move. When I take a pivot, I root down. This is my substantial. This is the guy without any weight. I can lift it and put it down on a straight away. But the energy is still stored in the back. If you say this, then the energy jumped from something in the air down to put that foot down flat. So we want to be clear in our thinking to apply it to a correct stance. How many understand what I'm saying? Okay, you show me by moving, okay? All right. Twist out, straight away, turn the hips and waist, move that energy, flat. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, zigzag, walk in that direction, straight away, turn the hips and waist, down, flat. Now you show me all by yourselves. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, straight away, turn the hips and waist, flat. Sit back, sit down, pivot out on a zigzag, straight away, turn the hips and waist, down. Okay, I'm going to edit this, okay? Velda, your straight away is not straight, okay? Let's help yourselves, okay? I only saw Velda. There's 50 of you folks in here. But you may be the person I also saw that was wrong or incorrect. So we're learning, okay? So we said zigzag is this way or zigzag can be this way. But straight away always has to be on this line or parallel to the line, okay? So the foot on a straightaway has to be on a line. I can't take that on a line because I'll clash. So I'll take the parallel on a parallel. My foot is planted parallel, starting from the knee. Starting from the heel. So that when you finally flatten out, it is exactly parallel or on a line.
What you have to do is not only commit the hip, but commit the leg as you turn your waist. Outer foot, you turn, and as if you're going to walk in this direction, but you get right about here, and then you flip your leg out. Okay, not all the way out, but as you come down, you're going to strike the heel, and the toe will drop right on the line. If you commit too far out this way, you're going to be out here. So here, turn body, bring leg up, and then turn. It's not, in fact, I turned my leg, I turned my hip, but then I just shot my leg out. The knee did not go with the hip. The hip, knee, out. Okay? In fact, that probably gives you a little bit more of a twist. It helps you. All this kind of twist and turning, it's almost like allowing you, instead of making a straight thrust, you come, and somewhere between here and there, you find your way. The slow working of your leg. And even the arms, you do the same thing, okay?
So the use of the hips and waist is very important. So sometimes, you know, in teaching, I have to be exact, but the in-between stuff, you have to listen to your body. So some people, well, some of us are naturally will pick it up, and then others are what we're addressing. So how shall I say it? We can be rigid to some extent because we want to get all the detail in, but in between that, you have to do what your body, use your body in the most efficient way. So what Ken said is correct, but if I were to teach it to you like how he did, I think you wouldn't know which was the forest or which were the trees. It would be a little bit complicated, but maybe this is the time. So this is a T, this is an L, okay, and nobody has that problem anymore like you did when you first came, where your T is here, because you know that you want to give this space a little bit, this stance a little bit room to help your knee turn. But now, when you knee turns, the hips and waist help you to bring down that flow of gravity, right? Why should you now come down when the flow of gravity says, hey, every energy and chi is in the back. It grows through the system. Remember I said all the way through your shoulder, and then it drops. It's in sync. It's the most natural thing to do. So I want you to all, I don't want to dwell on this a lot, but it is very important. I want you to go back home and figure that out and make it a little better. It's not...
We are trying to teach you to move your leg, your front foot in one sweep motion. You can watch online, some people will do their Tai Chi where they're out, turn the hip, stop, and then they pop out. Years ago, we were teaching that, but then we had to unteach that. So we don't want to remake the wheel. We just, here, learn this. Okay?
So just remember that we're teaching you a particular style, okay? And that style bears on Grandmaster Li Deryen, whose seminar was here a few years back. But just you can look and you can see variations, but don't pick up the variations. Pick up what we're trying to teach you, otherwise you will get confused. Okay, so now any questions on what we just covered? Okay, because if you don't get this part, no matter how much I teach you up 60 new movements, it's not gonna help your form. So no questions. So we're gonna put movements to our groundwork of our feet alignment. Ready? Ready? Okay. So we're going to come forward again because that's the best vantage viewpoint for you, okay? Facing the clock wall. Good Tai Chi posture, dropping those shoulders, tucking your butt, hollowing out your chest, tongue on your palate, good thoughts. 50-50. Put 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 off the ground, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, hands rotate. Take a deep breath in as you elevate, using the core to bring up that water. At shoulder level, drop your shoulders, flex your knees. Form your ball, root down on the right or back foot. T stance, zigzag, straight away. Move the ball, part the wild horse's mane. Are your hips fully to the front foot? Fully turned to the front foot. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball. Straight away, move the ball, part the wild horse's mane. 2. Half step forward. Spin the ball to the right, sit back on the back foot, rock the front foot, lift it off, set it on its toes, White crane spreads its wings. Drop your front foot, tuck the elbow in, bisect your body to your dantian, swirl back, look at the left hand that's higher, all together, 3 things. Ear, hand, heel, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, zigzag, right hand higher, left hand to your shoulder, all together as you brush your knee. 2. This time we're going to modify the brush knee by creating a fist on our right hand. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, left hand higher, push it down, bring the right hand, fisted hand up, swerve out to deflect, bring that fist in and parry at the same time, then left heel goes out as you punch. Strip the guy off of you, open your hands, roll back, push him down with your palm. Then bring it back up on a slant and lunge forward. Okay, I'm going to cover a lot because I heard people say more, more, more. Pivot on the back heel, pivot on the front heel. You're sort of facing the clock again. Hook the right hand, bring it to a T, come out on an L, turn the wrist, single whip. I'll cover it all actually. Half step forward, swirl that back hand, rock the front foot, place it on your heel, play your lute. We're going to do a backwards walk called repulsing of the monkey. Weight on the back, center the front hand, glance at the back hand that's higher, open to the ceiling, all together. Ear, toe, heel, pivot on the ball of your foot as you meet in the center as you repulse the monkey. Center, left hand higher, lead with your toe, all together. Ear, toe, heel, meet in the center as you pivot, repulse. 2. Pivot your left heel, pirouette the right toe, spin out with your right heel as you hold your ball. And now maiden works her shuttle on the left. Okay, so now you're saying, wow, we're really getting kind of deep into it. Okay, and the answer is yes. But once you take the challenge and you do it and smooth it out, it's very beautiful. All right, your turn to watch, okay? This time I'm going to do what you did, but come and do the front view, okay? So listen and match what my body's doing. And I must say that my left knee is giving me problems. So whenever I'm on it, you'll see that I'm kind of wobbly. All right, so I have good Tai Chi posture, draining the weight off of the left in degrees, coming and opening, rotating, drawing up that water using my core, reversing the process, making myself small, drilling down on the back, straight away, move the hips and waist, part the wild horse's mane, square to the front foot. My hips are square. Sit back, zigzag, L stance, turn the hips and waist, come down together. Half step, spin as I sit back and rock the front, and I come down like this. White crane spreads its wings. I drop my front foot, I tuck my elbow in, I bisect my body, I swirl back to look back at the left hand that's higher, all together. Ear, hand, heel, turn the hips and waist, brush knee 1. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, right hand higher, left hand to the shoulder, all together as I brush knee 2. For this one now, I said left hand is higher, right hand is fisted. I swerve out to deflect, I parry, and I punch. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more because all the time we want to do a little bit more. We strip the guy off of ourselves. We turn our palms down. We push him down as we sit down. Then we lunge and push him out forward. The next call is pivot your back foot. Pivot your back foot. Pivot your front foot. Shift your weight. Hook your hand. T stance. Out on an L stance. Single whip. Half step forward. Swirl the back hand. Rock the front foot. Place it on its heel. Center the front hand. Look at the back hand that's higher. Open all together. Repulse 1. Center, glance higher, lift all together. Repulse 2. Pivot. This is the pirouette. The ball needs to be straightened out, so I'm going to kick out with my right heel. I'm going to come out with my left heel, and maiden is going to shuttle this way. Okay? And on it goes, but you're looking at the bigger picture because these are hard movements, and some of you, or most of you, just are new students. We're going to the bottom of the sea, picking up that needle, and we're going to then flash our arms like a fan. Then we're going to do cloud hands. And cloud hands this time is only 2 times, okay? In a full rotation. A little bit different from your 10, very different from your 24, and then we're going to ward off. And ward off is relatively easy for you, but see if you can see something that's a little bit different. Dragging him down, but doing it in a nice, purposeful, meaningful way. Twist, open twist, in twist, shift your weight, get yourself a center, then move your foot over, embrace your tiger, push him in, push him away one last time. Drop your shoulders, flex your knees, let gravity take you down where there's no hand movements because the hands are connected to your body. Okay? Not too bad, okay? Not too hard, but I think what we're trying to do is make sure that the principles are implemented. Once principles are implemented, you'll have an easier time. I know that lots of you don't believe that, but believe me, it is, okay? If you use the principles well, you don't have to worry, like, where do my hands go? What is it, up here or down here or whatever? It comes more naturally, okay? All right. Any questions on that now? All right. Any in here? Okay. Let's take it really slowly now, okay? Because we kind of went through 16 in half an hour or so. All right, I'm going to stand this way this time, okay? So if you need room to see, move to your right. Okay, good Tai Chi posture, dropping those shoulders, tucking the butt, hollowing out your chest, tongue on your palate, head straight up, horizontal danten points, vertical danten points, okay? Shift your weight to the right, heel comes up, on your toe, fully off the ground, open, toe arch heel 50-50, hands rotate, take a deep breath in as you pull up that water. At shoulder level, push down, flex the knees, make yourself small as you use your core. T stance, hold your ball. L stance, split the ball, part the wild horse's mane. Make sure your hips are moving and they're square to that left foot. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, ball for better balance, out on a straightaway on an L, move the hands, part 2. Half step forward on your left toe, spin the ball to the right as you sit back on your back foot, rock to the toe of the front, drop the left hand, Lift off the front foot, set it on its toes, white crane. I know people had trouble, but you got to practice, okay? Drop your front foot, tuck your elbow in, bisect to the danten, swirl back, look back at the left hand that's higher, lift the front foot off, set it on its heel, brush knee one. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, right hand higher, all together, brush knee two. Sit back, sit down, pivot, fist the right hand, left hand higher, opposites occur, heel of the right to deflect, bring it in to parry, and then to punch. Strip the guy off you, roll back and push him down as you sit down. Then spiral up and then lunge forward. Twist on the back, twist on the front, hook the backhand, T-stance out and to the side, single whip. Okay, I realize that I've lost you a lot, okay. So good. So you know that it's not gonna come that easy, okay? Tai Chi is difficult. So you're gonna have to really push, push, push. All right, so I lost you, and maybe rightfully so, okay? Because this is only our 4th lesson. Okay, so we know commencing form. We know that we need to polish it up. We need to drill down to make it really insubstantial. We need to come down in a motion that makes us feel stable. We need to draw up that water. We're going to set that pace and use our core. We're thinking through the process as we push down the water. We're holding our ball on a T stance. We're moving. And when you move, you need to set that pattern firm. T stance, straight away, bow stance. Straight away, sit back, it's this transition. Then a zigzag, because there are patterns. I need to now get into a straightaway and part the wild horse's mane on a bow stance 2 times. Then I need to do a half step. I need to spin the ball, sit back on the back foot, rock the front foot, set it on its toes, white crane spreads its wings. We need to drop the front foot as we tuck the elbow. When we do that, when we drop that and we do that, we feel our weight on the back even more or heavier. And that's good because we want to be able to remain or maintain our stability in all our movements. So if Scott came here and he were to nudge me, I don't think I would mind because I feel confident that I'm in the best gravitational position. After the second brush knee, I come out on a zigzag. My left hand is higher, my right hand is fisted. As I shift my weight, one goes down, left goes down, right comes up. Opposites make me stronger. Or counterbalancing, I deflect. I bring it into parry, and then I advance to punch. Strip the guy off of me. Open my hands, roll back, and push him down. I have more weight here for more power to then spring up and push him out. I pivot on my back. I pivot on my front. I shift my weight, hook my hand, T stance, out and to the side, L stance, single whip. Half step forward, swirl the back hand, rock the front foot, play my lute. Center my front hand, open my back, all together. Ear, toe, heel. Pivot on the ball of my foot as I draw back and repulse the monkey. I center, lead with my toe, all together. Lift, ear, toe, heel. Pivot on the ball of my foot as I meet in the center, draw back. Pivot, pirouette, kick out right, kick out left. Turn the ball. Maiden puts her shuttlecock right there. Sit back, sit down, pivot in, hold my ball for balance, out with my right heel, turn the ball, spin the ball, puts her shuttlecock right there. Half step to the back, going to the bottom of the sea using my left hand, staying in balance. I still remember that Scott can come here and nudge me, and I think I would be able to hold my stance. Flash arms like a fan. Sit back, sit down, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock. For me, 12 o'clock, cloud hands, 3 o'clock, 2 times, and after the twice, you form your ball, and you are at home stretch. Watch how I do my grasping of the bird's tail. I use my hips and waist. I rarely or hardly use my hands. They are attached to me. Weight it down, helping me with my centering with the ball, out. Move the hips and waist, flatten down firmly. Give me that space. Turn my hips and waist. Pull down the opponent, using my hips and waist to look back, contacting but energy only out in the center, rolling back and sitting down, storing that energy to have the power to push him forward. Twist, open, in, embrace, then move. Rotate your hands, bring him closer, push him away. Drop the shoulders, flex the knees. Don't do anything with your hands. As you now, close your form. Okay? So, yeah, the jump from 10 to 16 is big, but I think it's fun. I think it's easier than going to the 24. Okay, so you did make the right decision. Okay, let's practice 10 form. Okay, because I think you forgot it. Okay? And everybody say, yeah, yeah. Okay, so you need to keep that in your repertoire, okay? Can't just drop it and say, I'm off to the next one. Okay, good Tai Chi posture, dropping the shoulders. Shift weight to the right, heel comes up on your toe, open, down, 50-50, rotate, deep breath in, elevate, push down the water, exhale, flex knees, right hand higher, open, ear, turn, meet, repulse of the monkey. Center, higher, glance, open, ear, turn, meet, push and pull. T stance, all together, set it up, and magic of brush knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, T stance, parallel higher, multitask. Ear, hand, heel, turn the hips and waist, brush knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, hold your ball, out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, T stance, L stance, bow stance. Flip the forward hand, join it with the back. Sit down, sit back, 12 o'clock. Pivot with your left heel out to the 9 o'clock. 2 things happen. Close the feet, flip the hands. Use your hips and waist to get to the 3. 2 things happen. Flip and open, middle cup. 9 o'clock, only flip hands, middle cup. 3 o'clock, 2 things happen. Flip the hands, close the feet. Middle cup. 9 o'clock, 2 things happen. Flip and open, middle cup. Only flip at 3. Center with at 12 o'clock by coming up and pushing down as a golden cockerel. down, shift weight, swivel on that axle, create your spirals, golden cockerel. Down, gather the energy on a semicircle, center, tuck the elbows in, foot and hands together and out, kick out right. Down, shift weight, tuck the elbows, center, come out, left. Holding your ball on a T stance, out on an L, ward off your opponent, pause, turn the hips and waist to grasp the bird's tail. Look back, contact, turn, push, separate, roll back, sit down, lunge, forward. Sit back, sit down, twist, center, L, ward off, turn hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail. Use your hips and waist to turn to look back, turn again to push forward, separate, roll back, push him down, push him up, push him out, twist, open, in, embrace or cross hands, then move your foot over, rotate so that the palms are facing, push it closer to your chest, push it away one last time, separate your arms, tuck the elbow, flex the knees, wrap around as you lift heel off the ground, as you now close your form. Okay, so we are concentrating hard on Tai Chi walk, but then we're giving up our T stance, L stance, bow stance. And already I can see at a glance that T stance, L stance is out into the side, but it's still too close. So you've got to tell yourself, okay, listen carefully. T stance, L stance is out into the side this way. It is not out there, because she said make sure you get a bigger span. I don't want the distance, the length bigger, because I'm already split. I don't know which is my center. It's giving me a bad stance. So T stance, out and to the side, not out and to the side and stretch yourself and fall. Make it challenging, but semi-comfortable, okay? Out and to the side. All it needs to come here so that I have this gap. I want the width, but I do not want the length like this. It's not gonna do you anything. It's gonna ruin what you've already established. So two things. I want you to go home. I want you to check your L stance. I think all of you need to have a bigger span. And of course, then apply it to your Tai Chi walk. Okay? So how does an L stance apply? How does this L stance apply to the Tai Chi walk? Zigzag L stance. The L stance, you were not allowed in Yang Ten form to swerve that foot out. It was always planted on the line or parallel to the line. So no difference. Zigzag, straight away, okay? This is not a straightaway. It's another zigzag, and I'm already zigzagging here, so the pattern says zigzag, then straightaway. So zigzag, straightaway. Transition, sit back, sit down, zigzag, shift weight, straightaway. That guide is going to come down on a line or parallel. Then I use my energy. I don't plop this down early now, okay? You don't want to hurt your knees. And then you come down, and the energy then comes down and helps you to flatten down on a straightaway. I also noticed that, remember you were taught that on a bow stance, it is called a bow stance because there's a bow that's curved in the front for your front foot, and there's an arrow back there. And I said we don't want to lock it in because that'll won't allow our energy to flow, okay, because we're locking our joints. But we don't want to create this, because once you create this, or once you create, this is a correct bow stance, but once you create this, this is not an arrow, but yet we don't want the extreme of locking it in. So we're going to have to relax that back knee, but not to the point where I'm trying to help people where they're putting so much emphasis on this parallel or on a line that they forget that this back foot should be pretty much of an arrow, but not to a point where it's stiff and locked, but not to a point where it's another bowl, all right? Because this is incorrect. Okay, can you check on those 3 things when you go home? Yes? Okay, then we can dig down deeper and we'll be happier, okay?